Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Let's get ready for this live chat. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe right now. Come on in.
Hello, welcome to Formula EOSBM. You already know who I am, Marchelé. Let's go ahead and get right to it. So today we are talking about health, fitness, your well-being, your spiritual well-being. What do you do to make sure you don't just lose your mind? Okay. Are you doing spiritual readings? Are you working out? Are you eating healthy? Are you exercising? What is some of the things that you are doing to keep your composure, so to speak? So go ahead, roll those shoulders back. Loosen up those ankles a little bit. Go ahead, can y'all? Let me see y'all roll it. So let's get right to it. So we have a new candle, and we're gonna open it together to find out what our candle fragrance is of the night. So these are so cute. I love candles. So this is one of the things that I enjoy. I love the mood of candles, things that smells good. That's what I love. So LaShawn says she prays. That's great. That is great. So let me open this. They didn't wrap this real tight. This is actually a gift from Letitia Bowen. Thank you for the gift. Let me see if I can open it. If I can open it up. So we have a guest that's coming on early, and his name is Bacon Comments. Okay. Oh, so here you go. Good. So we want to know what you have to say. So as soon as I introduce everything what's going on, then we could go ahead and get right into it. And then as you see today, I'm in the kitchen. So I'm in the kitchen because we're about to do some different things today. We got some kale and spinach. Okay, wait, let me stay focused. Okay, so this is, can you see? It's too bright. It is, I'm trying to catch it. It is called Twisted Peppermint. Twisted Peppermint. I was trying to actually show you all. Okay, wait. The light is so bright. You know, I have to. Oh, there we go. You know, I'm always figure it out. Okay, so it's called Twisted Peppermint for tonight. So we're going to get right to it. So who else? What do you do to keep your spiritual well-being going? So LaShawn says she prays. I love to listen to music and dance. Have a moment to myself. I thoroughly enjoy spending time alone and with myself. And I will be a fine component of, I am a fine component of when you eat healthy or when you eat good, you feel good. Okay, so remember the fragrance. Letitia says it smells good. It's Twisted Peppermint, and I love this candle holder. It is so nice. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Okay. All right. So let's get right into it. So what I decided that I want to start with is eating right. Eating right goes good with exercising. Okay, Rashiata also goes into, she loves massage, art, and music. Oh, that's a nice way to relax. Yes. Talk therapy. I would like to hear more. Talk therapy. Are you just talking about therapy with a psychologist, or are you talking about therapy with a friend? Or expand a little bit more on what you mean by talk therapy. I would literally like to know, because I don't know if it's like I said, if you're being more on a professional end or if it's just talking it out with someone. Okay, Lanisha says she loves talk therapy, so I guess she knows what it is. Okay, so let me go ahead and drop the link. I'll go ahead and put that in here early. So don't mind me. Like I said, the link is there. So Bacon, whenever you're ready to join, you can join. So we're going to start with our smoothie tonight. Okay. So one day on one of my last episodes, I was running from here to the kitchen, from this room to that room, this room to that room. I was literally running back and forth. I was pulling out all this stuff from my kitchen. So I was like, okay, I had did a 15-day cleanse like over the summer, like when we first got on lockdown or whatever. And I was like, okay, I need to be fit. I can't keep gaining a whole bunch of weight because it was literally nowhere to go and nothing to do. So I was like, okay, let me do it. It was just something that I wanted to do for myself. So I did a 15-day cleanse. So if you want to look at the video, go look it up. So we talked about a lot of ways of how do you just exercise a 15-minute where you just keep it moving. How do you you eat clean? And we did a week of liquid and things of that nature. Since the circle of lies, it levels. Okay. So you love talk therapy. Okay, I get it. So it's just anything of those sorts. Okay. So LaShawn and Bacon are ready to go. Hold on, Bacon. Okay, LaShawn, I'm gonna add you in before we add the guests. How are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. How's everything?
I'm excited. So we're gonna talk about eating healthy for the body, right?
Yeah, that's my portion. Everybody has a different portion. So we're gonna get to Bacon first, and then we'll jump back to you, and then throughout I'll just have my conversation because I can have my smoothie and stuff going while we're all chatty.
Okay.
All righty. So just stay in the back end, and then as we're talking, we'll just pull it up too. So stay back. Okay.
All right.
Nice. Okay. So, hello.
Good evening. How's yours going?
Good. I am good. I am working on this right here. So I started drinking this gallon of water today. I will finish by the end of the night. So I have 2 weeks that my goal is to do a gallon of water, but I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna remain positive because that's part of your healthy well-being too. So I'm gonna try to get. I know I'm gonna finish this one today, but yeah. So how are you?
All right. I'm doing all right. Yeah, just not to get off on too much of a side tangent. Geez, I was rolling into I work in Seattle.
Okay.
And Jesus Christ, like I thought I was going through like The Mist or something. You ever see that movie?
The Mist?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I'll just leave it like this. I'm not gonna ruin it for you, but it's like that's probably one of the best horror movies I think I've ever seen. So like if anybody likes that genre, it's not really my forte, but I think it was very well done from start to finish, especially the ending. So just a heads up, if I start I'll just give this spoiler. If I start seeing interdimensional beings show up here or something, I'm ending this interview, getting the hell out of here, man.
Well, you're not gonna see all that. All you're gonna see is some celery and some kale and spinach tonight. I have some carrots, pineapple. So I'm gonna be mixing mine up while you're talking. Do you know what kind of helpful hints can you give us about some celery? Anything?
Celery. Yeah, it's funny you bring that one up, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can get more to my history and where it came from and why I know a lot of what I know now.
Tell me, introduce yourself to the show. They don't know.
Well, hi. Well, I'm Bacon. I run a site called thegoddamnbacon.com. So that's where you can find most of my works. There's also this channel, Bacon Comments.
Okay.
Where I just think I have content on there too. Just wrapped up a show last night just about basically just drinking and how to do that effectively, without getting the spins and hangovers and other bad effects normally associated with it. I guess, well, just to give a quick background, you know, my martial arts school, the first one I went to, I decided to open a fitness class. A couple years goes by, I end up running it. Kind of spun off, did my own personal training thing. You know, we also did nutrition there as well. Um, Basically went through a whole bunch of different diets, went through a whole bunch of, you know, planned and unplanned, lost a lot of weight, gained it back again. I've since lost a lot of it, and basically I've been keeping it off. I'm 6'2". I used to be around 245 pounds. I
Oh,
now
nice.
average about 185 pounds now.
Okay, is that from exercise only, or is that exercise and diet?
I'm gonna answer that with the quote. I attribute this to one of my buddies, Matt Koch. He also, well, he's currently a personal trainer. You cannot out train a bad diet. So exercise, definitely it's going to help, and it's definitely something that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But your diet is literally what you're made up of. I mean, you can do all the, you know, jumping jacks and squats and deadlifts and running and all this other stuff, you know, and still die of a heart attack because you woke up every morning eating your Wheaties.
Oh, okay, okay.
Um, and Rashida's right. Nutrition is most of it. That's not to smirch exercise. And by the way, spoiler alert, not as hard as you might think.
Mm-hmm. Well, tell us.
But let's get into this now. I can go one of two ways, and I do want to. I do kind of want to get to both.
Okay.
I do have the notes to where I did a show. I think it was called "Fix Your Goddamn Diet,"
Okay.
where I went to a meetup of a few buddies of mine. We all stayed at the same house, and let's just say I was the lightest out of all three of them, and the tallest to boot.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a lot of the eating habits that they had.
Right.
So I compiled a bunch of notes and actually wrote a couple other things down on the way here. Hopefully it'll help.
Well, we're all ears.
There's also a bunch of let's just say things that may be at least a little bit misleading. You know, like, you know, nutrition myths and all that stuff.
Okay, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Now let's start with the list because that's going to be the easiest one. And then your listeners can throw questions and stuff in the chat, you know, what they think is healthy, what they think is, and I can kind of give you an idea of, you know, how on or off the mark that is. Now, you nailed one thing that I had on my list, that gallon of water. Now, are you trying to get through that whole gallon tonight?
Well, I'm almost done.
Nice. There we go.
Yeah, I've been drinking it all day. That's almost gone. That's a few more swigs. That's it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Now that's definitely one of the things that's important. You know, now as I said, in that show, I swear to God, like I probably drank more water than the three of them combined.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I've not only have I heard it, I've talked to people where, you know, they think drinking, you know, 2, maybe 3, you know, bottles of water, you know, your 500 milliliters, like that's overdoing it. No, it's not even close. I mean, you know, the phrase water is life, you know, that may a little bit more off the spiritual end, and, you know, that's not my forte, but, you know, that's true. I mean, that's a saying for a reason.
How would I guess I have a question. How would you encourage somebody who drinks a lot of pop, I say, or a lot of juices? How would you get them to really want to drink water? Because a lot of people, they're always like, I don't want to drink that. That ain't got no taste. Like, I don't want that. I need some cranberries juice, some cranberry sauce. I mean, not cranberry sauce. I'm still in Thanksgiving. How would you?
That's okay.
To drink. How would you encourage them to go ahead and drink the water? I guess.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. The first thing, and literally the first thing I wrote down on this list of looking at it right now, stop drinking your calories.
Mm-hmm.
If you really want to make somebody fat, and I've got a guide. I'll talk about that in a moment, and I'll tell you how you can find it. That's got to be one of the fastest ways of to put on excess body fat. Now, if you're having trouble just drinking water because quote unquote it doesn't have any flavor, I actually have a client of mine that we're trying to work on that. He has quote unquote a sweet tooth. Now he's also in his early 20s, so just about everybody growing up in this generation is gonna have some sort of a sweet tooth. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
as a good stopgap, and I had him, he did this, he'll get, I don't know, like packets of tea or, something that, uses sugar, alcohol or something like that.
Right.
Just to get some sort of flavor out of that. But yeah, everybody for the most part knows, like the good soda and stuff is bad for you. You might know the diet soda also isn't all that great for you. Your body
Mm-hmm.
ends up trying to make up for the calorie deficit that it was expecting to get from the sugar that wasn't there.
Listen, you live,
Um,
girl.
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh, girl, why you didn't tell me? I'm over here fixing my boobies.
Well, welcome. You gotta be ready when you hit that backstage. Oh, he's trying to get us some extra followers, okay?
I'm so always. Bless
Girl.
the
to
Lord.
answer
Stay
Sheeta's
family.
question, that's 16.9 ounces.
I cannot.
This is her question, right? Mm-hmm. So you said it's how much?
16.9. I mean, just go get a standard bottle of water and take a look. It's right there.
Here.
It was just
Right
easy to say 500
Mhm.
milliliters.
Here. So
And
how
I guess
many
we'll.
drink of
So
these?
that's a 16. That's 16.9 ounce bottle of water.
Mhm.
Directly translates into 500 milliliters. And I guess just to get ahead of myself, if you're drinking a gallon of water, that's 3.78 liters. Maybe you got some listeners across the pond that'd be a little bit more better for them. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
to answer your question, if they're really having trouble, well, first, so I guess we'll stop the bleeding. Get something that is a sweetener, and have them drink that. I mean, at least they're getting, their water in,
Mhm.
and they're stopping to drink. They're not drinking their calories at least as much.
Right.
But
Or
just to get back to me, like the way I approach things, the way a philosopher would, and the first question always is why? Why do you have a sweet tooth?
Mhm.
Why, are you having trouble drinking water, because it doesn't have a taste or texture or whatever?
mm-hmm.
And just another quick side point, I guess we can get to something else, or if you have a question or something. Everybody knows that soda and stuff is bad for you. Whether you choose to drink it, well, that's on you. Most juices may have some calorie, or they may have some nutrition, and have some vitamins and stuff in them. But first of all, I mean, that's also a big calorie dump. That's a big sugar bomb. One of the things you don't want. And
Okay.
one of the things that made fruit, just eating regular fruit, if you even want to do that, we'll talk about that later.
Mhm.
You're not getting the mastication, the digestion out of that makes the sugar that's in that fruit process a lot slower. It gives your body more time to deal with it. It's a slightly healthier version of drinking Coca-Cola.
Hmm.
So
Right. Well,
that makes sense.
yeah, okay. So I'll say this. It was a time that I was doing when I'm eating clean, right? Obviously you can't eat desserts and things like that. And I had a trainer at the time, and he was like, I never go to sweets. Like, I'm not a sweets eater just naturally. I'm more of a salt potato chip kind of person.
Mhm.
Anyway, but when you remove stuff from your appetite, it makes you crave other things that you normally would, and I was craving sweets. I was like, I don't remember what it was, but I just want a pound cake. I want a cheesecake. And he was like, just eat a piece of fruit. And I was like, hell no. I want a piece of cheese. He was like, just do it. And I did it. And when I tell you the sweetness from the fruit actually kind of I didn't want it anymore. Like I didn't want the pound cake. It definitely really subsided that urge that I had for it. So yeah, that's definitely right with what you're saying. Definitely. Where did
Yeah,
go?
and that's a good that is a good stopgap. If you're gonna have something sweet or something, and you have a choice between, I don't know, like an apple or pineapple or like some of the berries, that's probably even a much better option. But that's better than eating like pound cake and stuff like that. What you got there?
Pineapple. You just mentioned it. So
pineapple. I was gonna bring that one up too.
Go ahead.
No, trust me. I used to be a real big fan of pineapple too. Don't get me wrong. Mango as well. Not that, but yeah, you compare it to, like you said, potato chips or a lot of the other snacks, that's on my list here, by the way. That's definitely a better option, but again, the question is why? Why are you craving this stuff? So and I'm not necessarily saying you're wrong for doing that.
Pineapple, so it's sweet because I think it was King Twin gave me that recipe last time, the all recipe with just the kale and the spinach, and I think I had celery in it and lemon. I was like, oh my god, it was so good. So I'm adding some pineapple.
So sweet.
I need a little bit of a sweetener. So the pineapple is good. And ladies, you know what they say about pineapples, ladies, right?
Well, I'm gonna be quiet.
They say, now I don't know who they are, but they say it makes the little kitty cat sweet when your man or your woman giving you some special attention. So
well, I don't know how far you guys want to get into that, but I can confirm that.
Let me explain, because this is your first time now. We don't go too far off topic. We feel grown, but we don't get like too raunchy over here. We just hit them with a little bit.
Just a little flavor to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Okay. Well, let's put it this way. The reason I started liking mangoes just a little bit more over pineapples. One, it's a lot easier to process. And two, okay, well, we won't get too far but let's just say I've confirmed that mango at least definitely works.
No, the mango works. Okay. So ladies, y'all hear that? Y'all better add some
mango.
So add some mango and some
pineapple.
And y'all
or both.
Change
your bets.
Yeah. People a lot of times they don't ever really want to listen to stuff like that because they think it's not true. And I'm like, don't you understand that it is people who study that? It is people who become willing participants for a journalist or a scientist or whoever you want to call it to give us that information. You get what I'm saying? So I'm with it. I'm always taking notes. It's funny that you just say that because I put that on my my menu. It was a pineapple. No, it was a mango and something like fruit salad for
a okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I'm adding.
Now I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
What?
Huh?
Did I lose the audio here?
No, we hear you.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Go ahead.
I had a question for you, actually.
Tell us, before you ask me the question, tell me more about your weight loss journey. Why did you decide to do it? How did you begin that process? I know you said you do training, but like that is a huge difference from where you are then and where you are now. So I want to know, how did you actually start that? What made you get up? You know what? I'm at it today. I'm gone. I'm about to hit it. Hey, what was the journey? What hit you on top of your head and said, you know what, I'm about to get fit and get it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, to give it, put it this way. Long story short, I wanted to lose. I mean, I knew I was a little bit overweight. I was okay, kind of with the way I looked, but like I had a a long-term relationship at the time, and I knew that was starting to go out, and one of the things that I wanted to do to kind of keep around was like make myself look better. I still
Again,
remember. I think we were watching.
Mm-hmm. He was like,
I
hold
mean, I
on,
wasn't
baby.
fat, but I definitely wasn't. I wasn't ripped or shredded or anything like that either. I
now
mean,
you know
so like
this
one of the things that she had said was,
oh, we gotta go get it. Who, come on, pump that iron. Let me lose this weight, because when he see me or when she see me, I'm gonna be all the way together.
Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah, it was
that.
kind of the idea. And I remember the catalyst. It was like we were watching Magic Mike, and then there was this one scene where, let's just say it faded to black. And all of them are famous for having, like six packs. She's like, and she basically said she would have the same reaction if I ended up getting a six pack. I mean, so that's kind of what, that was the. That was the percussion cap that got that bullet kicked out, for lack of a better term. Like I started doing things. I started diving into, diets. Like there were different exercises. Biking like, 30, 40 miles, like,
Woo,
once a
that's a
week.
lot. That's good.
Well, I used to live in LA, and I actually, not only was that how I used to commute, but I'll also go on like big group party rides. This is also how I met the LTR. Just keep it that way. That's how I ended up losing a lot of my initial weight. And then she was actually kind of my journey. Like,
bike riding is very grueling. It a lot of times, when we're little and we're young, we think, oh, it's fun. But as an adult, getting on that bike is a fun way to exercise, and you will definitely get your exercise on riding that bike.
Yeah, definitely. And if you want to do cardio, and I don't really agree with you if you want to do that. I'll tell you right now, like running, that's dead last as far as cardio goes for me. I mean, it's just you don't get very far. It's too time consuming, and a lot of times you end up ruining your knees and your feet and stuff. There's a reason, marathon got his name is because the dude died after he ran the marathon.
What?
Yeah, that's the end of that story. I didn't know if you knew that or not. He had enough time to tell that message of a victory or whatever, then he was gone.
Wow.
But yeah, if you're gonna do that, swimming's another good one. But yeah, biking, by far, not only because it's gonna be actually that would be the easiest one, compared to a lot of the other ones. But that's good transportation. You can actually get somewhere doing that.
Sure enough.
Hey, LaShawn.
Hi.
Hey. Okay, so Bacon was kind of explaining his journey. So he said he was watching Magic Mike. I know you heard it. He said he was watching Magic Mike.
Right.
This woman was like, "Oh, baby, if you get some of them six packs, baby, I'm gonna be licking them all night." I'm ad-libbing a little bit too.
Yeah.
and then he joined a group.
Right.
And things like that. So he's just telling our story. So if you have any questions for him, because we talked about water and go ahead.
So I do. One of my questions, what is your recommendation on carbs? Most of the time, if you have a trainer or working out or whatnot, they tell you to eliminate the carbs. What is your take on that?
All right. Very good question. And it's one of the, I have something, it digs a little bit deeper than that. Now, I'm not going to be dogmatic, I'll just tell you this. I've tried out several diets. Carnivore was one of them. And that was the one I actually lasted the longest on. Like, I was supposed to end it. I usually did it for like 3 months or, all the ones that I did for 3 months, just kind of documented what was happening. That one was so good. Like I just kept going.
Mm-hmm.
I still mostly
Okay.
do that now. Um, but one of the things I've written down, I'm glad you asked this question, is that you what I recommend people do is you prioritize protein, whatever source I guess you want to get that. Um, lean meats, fat meats, whatever. But what you would want to do is pick an energy source. Now you
Okay.
guys know what macros are, right?
No.
The fish.
No.
All right, there's three of them. You probably heard of people like talking about counting macros. I mean, it's real stuff. It's protein, it's fat, and it's carbs. Now, proteins are
Mm-hmm.
your little building blocks. That's literally what, your muscles and organ tissues and skin and hair and eyes and all that stuff. Especially, I'm sure the ladies here like maybe have a little bit more of a glow or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Kind of important. The other two, fat and carbs, they're energy sources. That's what your body burns for energy to keep you moving.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you want to pick a primary one. Now, keep in mind, you're not going to be able to completely isolate that unless you're just eating sugar or you're just eating bacon grease. Even that has a little bit of protein in it.
Mm.
Okay.
Um, Not very much, but you're never going to exclusively only eat one. Trust me, I did a diet where I tried. It's called the protein sparing fast.
Mm.
By the way, that was not fun, but it certainly freaking worked. But you want to pick one primary one. You want to have either primary carbs, if you really want to do that, or
Mm-hmm.
you pick primarily fat. Now, you can do both.
Okay.
I personally like going the fat route because not only I believe that's a lot more sustainable. Um, I believe you get a lot of your hunger pangs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like you don't have to eat 2, 3, 4 times a day, to keep yourself moving, let alone drink a bunch of coffee and all that stuff. But in my opinion, it's a lot tastier. You know what?
Okay.
Guess what you get to eat? Nice New York strips, bacon, eggs, cheese, all kinds of stuff. It doesn't mean that you can't dip back in that realm. I mean, we just went through Thanksgiving, where I may or may not have broken Emperor Inslee's rules up here, went and visited the folks twice. But you know what? They make sweet potato, whatever the heck that's called, mashed potato stuffing. Guess what? I ate all of it. How
Okay.
did I leave? I was like, nah, I'm dipping into this. You know what? But it's consistently, you want to pick one energy source to sustain
Okay.
yourself on. Now, I pick fat. You can still do carbs if you want to. Does that make any sense?
It does. It does. Um, okay. And so is it a true statement that your belly fat is usually from what foods you're taking in? Would you say that that is true? So meaning if I'm on a diet, or let's just say I cut out carbs, but I'm still eating a bunch of junk food, the belly fat really is not going to go anywhere.
Now, well, let me be annoying and ask you a question. What do you mean by belly fat?
To
Are
me,
you
it's
talking about like
sexual.
where basically you can poke into it, or
Yeah, right,
like you can be lean and you still kind of have like that beer belly?
right. So my thing, and in reading, um, it's said that in order to get rid of that particular place comes from eating healthy, really, and working out, but it's pretty much what you're taking in. I mean, and my question is, do you feel that that is true, or that's just a myth?
Okay, I'm gonna give you a little bit of an explanation here,
Okay.
which means go grab a beer. Um,
I have a glass of wine. I don't
there's
need no
two
beer.
there's two different types of fat.
Okay.
You have your subcutaneous fat.
Uh-huh.
Now, that's the fat that, you have it built. It's not just around your belly, but it's built up everywhere else. Um, that fat alone is not unhealthy,
Okay.
although it can be, not the most desirable to have on you, depending on what you're looking for. You could be perfectly healthy and have
I have a
a lot of
question.
subcutaneous fat. See sumo wrestlers.
Okay, Bacon. How do you know
The
the
second
difference
type,
between that? How do you know? Because I don't know the difference as just
I'm going.
a regular. Okay. I cut you off.
I'm about to explain that.
Okay, go ahead.
The second type is called visceral fat. Now, that's the fat that builds up around your organs. Now, it's okay to have a little bit there. It's there for padding and maybe some energy, shoot you need to burn it. But that's the
Okay.
fat that's a lot more dangerous. Now, how can you tell subcutaneous fat? Subcutaneous means under the skin. Those are the fat cells that are under your skin. So you can have like kind of like the arms and stuff, like the arms, like maybe your legs, but it builds up your face. It builds up everywhere else. The visceral fat is only around your organs. It's only in your trunk, where your stomach is.
Okay.
So if we're talking about belly fat as far as that goes,
Yes.
nutrition is definitely going to help with that.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And
that answered my question.
I'll tell you that. Let me ask. There's a question I wanted to ask because it leads to a point that I wanted to make. Just you guys can go around and just tell me, like, how many meals do you guys eat a day, or do you feel that you need to eat a day?
Now,
This includes snacks.
I'm usually one meal, and I do like to snack in the evening. So I'm gonna say, with the coronavirus and my work schedule has changed dramatically because I'm at home. So if I eat about 3-ish p.m., I don't necessarily have to have another meal, but I'm going to want something about 7 or 8 o'clock, a snack.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. I had a point. I had a point I want to make there. Marcel, you're the one making a smoothie or something over there. How many times do you ingest something per day, just on average? Maybe that's a better way to put it.
Well, I'm a big snacker too, but I'm a snacker on all the wrong kind of snacks, like chips and chip dip. But when I eat, for the most part, I still really only eat, I think, like 3 meals. And sometimes if I'm busy, and I know you should eat probably almost like 6, but it's like you almost don't got time to eat. For real. That's why I like the smoothies, but then it's still like I don't have time to eat. Like I don't want to keep eating. Like I'm not a big like I need that sensation. Some people have to have that sensation. I don't have that. So I'll say about 3, but I'm always like, let me have snacks. Now, another thing for me, when I work out, I never feel full and I always feel like I have to eat. Like my appetite definitely increases a lot with that.
And Miss Ice chiming in. I know I eat a whole solid 3, and I love my snacks. I think I'm most guilty at eating late, my dinner late, and which that's something that I'm working on. But I love food. I'm a foodie, so 3 solid and some good snacks.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm being transparent.
All right,
I'm working on it.
Hey, and I appreciate that. Can't I always encourage that. I always had trouble with my clients of them not being transparent. It's like, look, I can't help you if I don't know what the problem is,
Exactly,
or I can't see which progress you're making.
Right.
Now, I mean, I used to be in that camp as well. Solid 2-3 meals a day. Maybe you have a snack or something. By the way, you brought up celery earlier. That's what I used to eat with yogurt. That used to be my snack. The working theory, like you're eating negative calories and stuff. You want to know how many meals I generally eat in a day?
Sure.
We do.
One.
Mm.
Yes, I'm one of
I know
those
somebody
people.
like that. Mm-hmm.
And here's the
One
thing.
meal.
I don't know. I mean, I heard
Yeah.
this.
I've done it before.
When do you eat it?
I
And
would
this
eat
is
mine at night. I would eat mine at the end of the day, and I would
you should,
fast all day. 2010, as a matter of fact, I did that, and I lost a lot of weight. I lost a lot of weight,
Yeah,
but I couldn't keep it up. So when I started
Is
eating
that
the other meals,
realistic?
it came right back on.
it is. I only eat 1 meal a day. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I don't. If I cook breakfast and eat breakfast, then I might eat dinner,
Mm-hmm.
but it's gonna be more so a snack. Like I've never been that 3 meal a day person, not
Mm-hmm.
ever. And I don't know. And I love food, but I've
Mm-hmm.
never been breakfast, lunch, dinner.
LaShawn, you have a question on the screen too.
I do.
She said, "I do."
You want me to read? I'll read it. You want me to read it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it says, I want to know what you mean by no carbs, yet you're snacking. Brown rice is a carb, and so are apples, even one slice of rye, and it's okay. So, what do you mean, LaShawn, please?
Well, typically, that's the first thing. When you look up a diet, they'll tell you to cut out the carbs, the bread,
Mm-hmm.
anything white.
Mm-hmm.
Anything white. That's like a key not to eat for the most part. And actually, I just had a doctor's appointment, and this is a
Mm-hmm.
GYN appointment. She
Mm-hmm.
actually said that my sugar, I'm not a diabetic, but
Amen.
she did not like the reading on it.
Mm.
She said it was a little elevated. And the
Mm-hmm.
first thing she said, now this is a doctor, she was
Mm-hmm.
like, just don't eat anything white. And I'm like, really?
Hmm.
Really? She was like, yeah, stay away from your pasta, your bread, things of
Mm-hmm.
that nature. So that's kind of what I was talking about in
Okay.
carbs. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure, I've never did that keto diet, but isn't
Mm-hmm.
that no carbs?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Now, I heard that you
Low
definitely
pretty
shouldn't do
close
that.
by. Yeah.
That's almost
Okay.
like the Atkins.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
no carbs. I do
Now
want to
the
say one
reason.
more.
Gracias.
Yeah, I do want to say one more thing far
Mm-hmm.
as what Marchelé was saying. Because I also had a trainer, and I honestly, in the beginning, this was a year and a half ago or so,
Mm-hmm.
I did not understand. He had me journal every time,
Mm-hmm.
every session, but I did not, and I did the same thing. I told him, I said, I don't even like peanut butter, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
craving for peanut butter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like literally, I went about this big thing of peanut butter. And he was like, your body is craving for that protein. I'm like, really?
Mm.
And he was like,
Probably was.
yes. I mean, and I was like, Marchelé, I didn't want the dessert. I'm not a big dessert person. I'm more of a salty, so I want the potato chips.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to have the cake and pies, but
I gotta have my cake and pie. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna eat the whole bag.
I want some cheesecake.
But I wanted peanut butter, and I thought that was so odd because I had to have. So then I had to ask him, well, how much peanut butter should I be taking in?
Mm-hmm.
He was like, well, I don't want you to eat the whole jar in a night, but
Right.
what are you taking in? And I'm like, maybe a spoonful. Of course, I had to tell him a good spoonful. And he was like, that's fine. Because, what you're writing down, your body need that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was interesting how your body can crave for something,
Mm-hmm.
and you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Right.
And this gets to a point that I was making. The reason I asked that question is because, I mean, maybe I'm going extreme. And here's the thing: I had gotten to the point where I had another LTR, and I actually got that question all the time, like, "Did you forget to eat?" And I always
Mm.
thought that was kind of ridiculous,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm.
until like, there was like, I think I went to like day 3 or something and was like, holy crap, I really did forget to eat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like that's a
Mm-hmm.
real
Really? Wow.
I've written
Yeah.
down here, the human body's not meant to spend all day, eating and metabolizing different meals or whatever you're eating. Now, keep in
Mm-hmm.
mind, you know, it's probably hard to imagine now, but way back then, when we were developing, all that stuff, calories kind of hard to find,
Mm.
and
Carrot.
the calories tended to either kill or eat you or both.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So the human body is not meant to, your stomach, your
You eat to
digestive, it's
live,
not
not
meant to be
live to
working
eat.
24/7. It,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
yeah, you're eating 3 solid meals. If you, I'll shut up in a second. Um, now you're adding what's like, it's been working for 9, 10, 11, 12. Then you get into late night stacking, then you get into out of like a donut or something.
Mm-hmm.
But that's refiring up the factory again. I mean, that's putting
Mm-hmm.
a lot of stress on your body that you may not even realize you're doing. And then
Mm-hmm.
the other thing that leads to this, are you sure you're hungry? I mean,
Right.
Right.
I
True
heard
some
that
story.
before.
some of you
He
guys,
said
you used to,
you thirst
like
for
try
hunger.
eat like pineapple or something. Try, sweet tooth aside, try drinking a glass of water, like a decent glass of
Mm-hmm.
water. See if that
Mm-hmm.
hunger
Right.
pain goes away. Because a lot of
Right.
times it's not your
Mm-hmm.
body telling you it's hungry, it's a
That's good.
neurological thing.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah, that's good. About 2 years ago at work, it was so funny. I worked with a young lady and she was all into, healthy, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I would say, I'm so hungry, she would look at the clock and she would say, you're going to be going to lunch in another 30 minutes. Go drink a glass of water.
Mm-hmm.
And and I would. I really would. It kept me from snacking, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
but
So
Right.
that's because they say that your body sometimes you will confuse hunger for thirst anyway.
yes.
A
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
lot of
Yeah,
times you're more thirsty
that
than
too.
you think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Bacon, tell me this, and then I want to wrap up the nutrition in because I want to talk about some of the other ways that people kind of deal with their energy. I want to know if you do have that craving. Okay, so we know, okay, well, if you want something sweet, go eat a pineapple. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
But we
Mm-hmm.
also know that a lot of us are on the go a lot. I mean, a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
you're home. And then, fruit, you put it in the refrigerator on Monday, that shit
It's
is
bad.
bad Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is some suggestions that you would give to kind of help people or assist people further on their clean eating, especially when they start getting those cravings and they're driving past McDonald's and they don't have no fruit or no kale smoothie in the car.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I mean, we did sort of answer that, but I'm glad you asked it. Again, try drinking some water, see if that craving goes away.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I mean, if you're worried about, I guess your stuff, going bad before you can get to it,
Mm-hmm.
it, it depends on what you're eating. Now,
Mm-hmm.
unpopular opinion, that's more likely if it's fruit and some veggies that you're prioritizing there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
depending on what kind of meat it is, like that stuff will last you until you can get to it. You know, most
Well, I
most
must
things that
have
you get,
mine.
like in the packaging, for one, those those last well past their expiration date or sell by date. You
Mm-hmm.
like 5 age steaks doing just that. You don't want to go too far, obviously, but that stuff tends to last. Um, if you're eating things on the go, I mean, the question, like what kind of things you might want to have on you. Like if you get
Mm-hmm.
hungry.
Right.
I mean,
And then what if you don't have it? Like then what do you do when you don't have it and you're out?
well, I mean, you could. There's different ways. If you want to go to McDonald's or something, I mean, let's say
That's
you're doing that. You're
dangerous.
doing like the carnivore or keto, or you're
Mhm.
prioritizing just getting fat and protein. That's what thing I wanted to get to here. Prioritize protein. And I think somebody in the chat, I think it was King Twin. He says he's moving around, like what you guys are saying. He's moving around all the time. He doesn't have time to
Mhm.
sit down and eat or snack or whatever.
Mhm.
But when he gets home, he eats a bunch of protein, and that's one of the things that that I'll recommend. And keep in mind, your body will, when you're eating, the way your body usually gets full
Mhm.
is that it gets full. You eat protein to satiation, and then most of the other stuff is it's secondary. I mean, you don't believe me? Try eating a whole pound of cod or
Wait,
chicken
I
breast.
want to
See
say,
how
wait,
far you get through that.
Bacon, I missed it. So you said if we're craving or we don't have a snack, and you said keep a pack of water, a bottle of water, whatever in the car. We supposed to go to McDonald's and do what? Eat the Big Mac and French fries?
Well, here's the point I was getting to. Like if you're just getting you want to get as much protein as you can, because that's going to be the thing that satiates you the most.
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
so you can be that crazy person, orders like the double quarter, like leave off the bun, maybe keep the veggies if you want them, you know, if you're allergic to, or you can't handle dairy for whatever reason, you could have the cheese be
Mhm.
left off, but
Mhm.
you could just have that as a snack. Again, tell me that's not going to go get you satisfied, at least until you can get home.
You know
Okay.
what somebody else told me
But
too?
that's just
I don't know if I believe it because I ain't tried
Mhm.
it yet, but I'm gonna try it. So they said if you okay, so fried chicken is my favorite. I love fried chicken. I'm never gonna stop eating it. So I don't care what y'all say about chicken. I don't care what y'all say about
Mhm.
meat. I'm never gonna stop eating chicken.
Period. Pooh.
Never. Okay. So,
Ever.
right, never. So anyway, they said that I heard that if you like grill zucchini and you put the same seasoning on it as like however you would however you would season like your chicken and stuff, that it will satisfy that craving as
Hmm.
well. I ain't
Mhm.
tried it, but if y'all try it or you all know, let me know. 'Cause
Mhm.
I don't
Mhm.
know about
And
it.
fry the zucchini.
Yeah, they said whatever vegetable. They said basically what you should start doing is
Mhm.
seasoning your vegetables the same way you would season your meat, and
Mhm.
like grill it or pan sear it or whatever, and see
Mhm.
if it kind of fits
Now,
that.
what about that air frying? What about air frying?
I love the air fryer.
Do you?
Yes. Yes. And you have to play with it though to get
Mm-hmm.
it the way you want it and crisp and all that. Yes. It's good. It cut out all that extra fat from
Exactly. The
no
grease.
the grease.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
I have
and
one,
that
but I haven't
dovetails
tried it yet.
I was going to say, I can start talking about this, whenever you want. There's one more thing. I think this is one of the most important things. I have
mhm.
like 2 or 3 articles written about this. Um, if you go to my site, it's thegoddamnbacon.com.
I
Um,
at it.
and I'm not a mod here, so I can't put it in the chat. Um, if you go there, you go to the search bar and type in fast food. I
Mhm.
believe the latest one that I did, which is the most updated. I think it's edited and consolidated. The 4 ingredients that ruin fast food. It was originally 3,
Mhm.
and there's 3 main ones that I talked to, and I added a couple more to it actually. One
Mhm.
we already talked about is sugar, specifically
Mhm.
added sugar. And you guys said, like there's a difference between eating, a cup of pineapple versus eating a slice of cheesecake
Absolutely.
or just a slice of pound cake or whatever.
Mhm.
Now, I'm going to go ahead through these. There's only a few. I'm not telling you not to eat, your fried chicken, your cheese. I mean, I've always made the point, like, I'm never giving up pizza. I'm never getting a cheesesteak. Like if I get a chance to eat it, I'm going to go eat it. Well, why? Because it's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But that
Right.
stuff you want to cut out. The second one is, I think, whoever said, cut out everything that's white. Um, Refined grains, specifically from flour.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that entail? That's not just your cake. That's not just your cookies. I mean, that's your sandwiches.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
To a much lesser extent, I guess there would be your pasta. Though I'm not going to sit here demonize pasta. It's really not that bad. That is your pizza. That is
Mm-hmm.
your hamburgers, your hot dogs, and all that other stuff. Your stuffing, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The third one, I think this is the most important. If you guys listening in the chat or listening back to this later, if you take nothing else
Mm-hmm.
from what was in this show, seed oils, any
Mm.
seed oils.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I would give you the ones that are okay from the plant kingdom:
Mm-hmm.
olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil,
Mm-hmm.
and palm oil.
Mm.
Those are the ones that you're
Mm-hmm.
okay to cook with or whatever.
Fried
Any other
chicken don't taste
ones,
the same as
canola,
olive oil. I'll tell you that
grapeseed,
much.
Mm-hmm.
It
you
don't
can
taste.
get lighter olive oil if you don't want the olive oil taste.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, all those other ones: rice bran seed oil, grapeseed oil, canola oil, corn oil, all the cottonseed oil. You want to know how bad that stuff is for you? Let me put it this way. About 110, 120 years ago, when this stuff was first invented, it wasn't even considered food. It was lubrication for motor parts.
Oh wow.
Like that literally is. And, the worst one of all, soybean oil. Now, I not only drive for a living, so in a lot of places I work pick up from are restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
I used to work in a couple of them, so I've seen some of the ingredients that are in them.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say, when I named it the ingredients that killed fast food, look at the labels. Uh, you look at the ingredients list on all those foods that are, quite unhealthy or whatever. I remember I actually read this because back when we took that trip, I told him I'd never been to Chick-fil-A, and so we immediately had to go to Chick-fil-A. And one of the guys who was 350 pounds, by the way,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
he really liked he really liked their fry sauce. You want to guess what the first ingredient on that was? And by the way, the ingredients in there, it goes down as far as you go. So the main ingredients are the ones that are first. You want to know what the first ingredient there was?
What was it?
Soybean oil.
Mm.
Now, you guys want to experiment. I think I kind of told you about this. Like if you like eating salads or whatever, you like using dressing because, I mean, maybe an unpopular opinion here, just
Mm-hmm.
plain leaves kind of sucks eating. Go grab your salad dressing container and look at the ingredients. I guarantee you one of the first three ingredients is going to be like some sort of oil,
Mm-hmm.
and it ain't going to be olive.
Mm.
So when I talk about fast food, the things that they're fried in, most people, I think I made the point, you're not eating a steak and pommes frites, that you fried in the air fryer using, I don't know, avocado oil or something.
Mm.
You're eating a burger sandwiched in between buns with fries that have been cooked in oil. And then you're probably washing it down with a milkshake.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, let's go back to your dressing thing. I'm gonna see what it says. So this one is, I showed you all these before.
Mm-hmm.
This one is. I like these.
Mm-hmm.
It says, I'm not gonna read them all, but I just want to read the first few. Water is the first one. Water,
Mm-hmm.
yogurt, blue cheese crumbles, milk, cheese crumbles, salt, enzymes, Whey protein concentrate, buttermilk, non-fat milk,
There's
milk,
a thickener.
sodium, vitamin A, white distilled vinegar, soybean oil. There you go. Sour cream. I didn't know they put sour cream in here. Blue cheese, milk. Da 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 da. There's a lot of stuff on there.
Now it's funny you bring that up. Now I don't think I ever used this for salads, but I did have my own salad dressing, and the main ingredients actually they're not too complicated. It was what was it? A full fat Greek yogurt, sour cream, whatever I was seasoning with. So usually like feta cheese or blue cheese or something like kind of like what that was, and then some spices and like lime juice or something. Like that's what I would use, and trust me, it was damn good. And that doesn't sound too bad. The fact that the soybean oil was so low on the list, that's a good thing. But I mean, just go look at your Hidden Valley, or I don't eat salad, so I don't know what the hell the rest of them are. Look at no. You're talking about you had a craving for chips and stuff. Unless you go find a specific, look at the oil that it's fried in. Especially like Lay's has been my.
Wait, you're right. You're right. So this is the Hidden Valley. So with my fried chicken, okay, I dip in my Hidden Valley. Okay, so anyway, the ingredients on here. The first one is, guess what? Vegetable oil.
Wow.
And then it says soybean.
I can't make it up.
It says soybean and canola in parentheses. And then it goes into water, buttermilk, sugar, salt, egg yolk, da 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 da. So I will say, I guess that's another good thing from seeing, even though I ain't giving this one up either. You see the difference with the one that said 30 calories, and
the bottom house, yeah.
And this one is 120. So it's kind of like a little difference too.
Now, what about the flavor in between the two?
Well, I'm like a ranch connoisseur. Okay, so my ranch has to be a certain ranch for me. Like blue cheese, I like blue cheese on like salads, but because I use that as wasted calories because I dip with that stuff. It's I just like that brand. But for the blue cheese and stuff, yeah, it's good though. Okay, so we're almost finished with my smoothie. Okay, so that means we're gonna wrap up the smoothie piece, and I really still want to hear. I really want to know about what it is what else that you all do. I'm gonna just put. I don't know. I'm just gonna pour a little bit, however much that is. I don't know, a cup. Maybe, and then
I got one thing that I wrote down on the way here. I have written down vitamin D. Now we're coming up on the let's just say the darker of the months here, darker of the days.
Yeah.
So one of the things that's going to be harder is getting your vitamin D at least through sunlight. Now, further compounding the problem, I'm right there with you because I sure have the genetics. The darker your skin is, the harder it is for you to get vitamin D, especially depending on where you are. Look at the environmental factors. There's reasons for that, but it's not just important. I can't understate, and I'm not going to go over all the reasons here because we'd be here for another 25 hours. Just how important vitamin D is for pretty much everything. And it's a misnomer to call it a vitamin. It's more like a precursor to a hormone, one that most of if not all of your body uses. So I cannot understate how important that is for you, especially like, hey, did you guys hear there was like a pandemic going on or something?
Yeah,
I don't know. If you're worried about your immune system, then I would stop supplementing with all the emergency or airborne or other vitamin C there and use vitamin D instead. And specifically, vitamin D3. That's the one that can only be found in animal foods.
Right.
You can get D2, and that's in plant foods, but your body has to convert that into a usable form. And by the way, there's a whole list of things that people think you can get from plant foods that's a good substitute, but your body has to convert it. Just give another quick example. Somebody had said vitamin A in the chat earlier. Your body has to convert that to beta retinol. So if you want vitamin A, stop eating carrots and start eating beef liver.
Mm.
Oh Lord.
But to go back to that vitamin C thing, a lot of people think you'll die of like the rickets or something if you don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing, and I actually did some digging on this just to make sure I was right. The reason you need a lot of vitamin C is because there's a receptor specifically in your body that vitamin C binds to.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another thing that you likely eat that that also binds. It competes with it. Usually outcompetes it. You want to know what that is?
What is it?
If you guess glucose, you win a prize.
Okay.
Hmm.
Glucose, which you only get from carbs.
Hmm.
I mean, so you do need a little bit of it. You can easily get that through like organ meats and probably even just steaks if you don't cook it too much, because you will lose it. Like you'll burn it off. I mean, you can easily get that from animal sources. I mean, and if you're eating, berries or pineapple or something, that also has vitamin C in it. It comes with the glucose. So if you're gonna eat fruit for that, I mean, I would recommend, like blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be a much less of a hit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's another thing. I actually do have a supplement for what I have at the house. It's D3 mixed with K2, and I don't remember exactly what the biochemical process is, but those two basically they end up going together well. And I got this, and I get all the supplements that I want to take. I just get them off Amazon. They're not that expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I think this bag was like $20. It's like 300 soft gels.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing you can do for your wellness. I mean, just give it a try and see, how you feel after, I don't know, like 5 days a week or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
Anything
I
else on
just
my
wanted
list?
to say something really quick. It's interesting that you brought up like the vitamin D, because
Mm-hmm.
here again, the same doctor that told me don't eat anything white. Well,
Mm-hmm.
again, she did. This was a couple weeks back. She just decided to do everything, blood work from, I mean, everything. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
which was really nice because
Mm-hmm.
again, what did she find? My vitamin D was low.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so she did. She started me on the vitamin D3, like you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
bacon. And I tell you, I feel a lot better.
Good.
A lot
Mhm.
better.
I think I'm
Um
gonna go out and get me some too.
yes.
Yeah.
I feel a lot better with and it's interesting that I could tell the difference.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I take vitamin C. I think we all should be taking any and everything that's healthy for us at this
Mm-hmm.
point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, building up our immune system.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We're big around here with
Right,
that,
and I'm
with
glad you
the
told that story
airborne.
because you're not alone.
Right, right. Yep. Well, you've
Mm-hmm.
been very informational.
No, I was gonna say you're not
Absolutely.
alone. I mean, most
Mm-hmm.
most Americans are deficient in it.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right,
A lot of people have a misconception that just because you're big or that you look healthy, that you're not malnutrition.
right.
Because you can still look normal, look healthy, and be malnutrition because your body doesn't have the nutrients and the vitamins that it needs to
Needs.
to process and to be healthy, to have the energy that you need to
Right,
conduct
right.
your daily living. So
And
yeah.
and again, here I was that person. I'm like, oh, I'm healthy. You know, when she came back with a slew of everything was low, it was out of
Mm-hmm.
whack, and I'm like, what? So yeah, this that you've been very
There's an
informational.
outstanding point that you made there. I think I'm on
Mm-hmm.
delay here, actually.
It
I don't know what's
happens.
going
It's
on.
okay.
But you made a good point. I think what is it? One of my buddies their statement is, about health is to eat densely, move intensely. Yeah, if you're getting thick foods, as best you can, cheat days or like Thanksgiving or whatever, that's
Right.
notwithstanding. Talk about your
Hmm.
consistency stuff here. You
Mhm.
know, you want to get the most nutrient dense foods you can get. You're right. A lot of people they'll eat a lot of stuff and maybe they look healthy, but
Hmm.
my God, like you plug in their blood work and it lights up like a festival of fireworks. You
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
the other
Yeah.
thing, and I want to bring this up, because I said I was going to ruin spinach for everybody. You guys know what anti-nutrients are?
No.
I don't.
Well,
Okay.
it's basically the way that it's exactly what it sounds like. It's stuff that binds to nutrients. But basically your body can't use it. I think one of the things, I think the reason I brought up spinach, it and a lot of other things. I think kale is another one of them. It's very high in oxalates, and if you guys want nightmare fuel, after watching the Mist, the movie,
I'm gonna watch that.
look up
Mm.
oxalates.
Really?
Mm. Oxalates. How do you
Yeah,
oxalates?
that's. I think my
So,
buddy Brian Sanders, his website is peak-human.com. He
Mhm.
had somebody on his show that pretty much specialized on that.
Mm.
But it's not just that one. My point being, there's a lot of other things. Lectins in beans. By the way,
Mhm.
you eat raw kidney beans. You run the real risk of poisoning yourself to death.
Oh wow.
My whole point, bringing all that up, the reason for this, now animals, they can move. Remember, everything wants to live. That includes plants. Cats can run away and maybe claw you. Dogs can bite you. Humans will pick up a gun or a stick or something. They have
Mhm.
physical means to defend themselves. Plants don't. They're stuck in
Mhm.
place. Hence the term plants. So the only way they can defend themselves is chemically. Whether
Mm.
that's making them as non-nutritious as possible or literally chemical warfare. This is why
Mm.
you have to cook a lot of plants. Process them and do all this other stuff to eat them. And this is
mhm.
even known in the survival circles. A the Michael Hawk's Field Guide to Survival. They're just done this section about food.
Mhm.
90% of the animals fine, you can eat them. 90% of the plants will kill you.
Mm.
Even if it looks like something you might, notice in the field. It could be some berry or something that you buy in the store. I don't know, you end up in a plane crash. You see something that looks familiar. You eat it, and then 24 hours later, your eyeballs are swelling up out of your head.
Mm.
That's the plant defending
Wow.
itself. I mean,
Mm.
that's another reason I would pick fat as a energy source because it actually does minimize a lot of the anti-nutrients you get.
Mm.
So it's not just vitamin D that you'll end up deficient, and it's a whole lot of other things.
Okay, so Megan, I
Remember
have a
this?
question. So my last question for you is, and then like I said, we're going to switch over a little bit. So my last question is, if there is three things you think we need to add to our diet, and three things that we need to do physically, like if you have like exercises, what do you think that we should do every day? Three foods we should add to our diet that you think the normal person doesn't have, and what are three exercises that we could do to kind of keep the blood moving?
Mhm.
Okay, that's a good question. A very good one. I'll see how succinct I can be here. So I already talked about the things to avoid. Definitely don't eat your raw spinach. That's one thing I'll throw up there right
Wait,
now.
wait,
But
wait,
the 3 days
wait, wait,
to avoid
wait, wait,
add
wait, wait,
sugar,
wait,
flour, and then seed oils. Okay,
wait,
the three things I would
wait.
add. And do it this way because people think that it's
Okay, so real quick, Bacon, what I want you to do is I want you to tell people three things they need to add to their diet and 3 exercises, not what we shouldn't do, because we already know a lot of things that we should not do. So I want to know 3 things that we should add, 3 foods that we should add, and 3 things, 3 exercises or something that we could do on a day to day. That's kind of like what I'm asking. Okay.
All right, gotcha.
Mhm.
All right, my apologies. I just wanted to recap. 3 things to add. Honestly, most of your red meats, and the reason I bring it up is because that usually gets demonized for. You guys know the reasons. That's one of the healthiest things you can have. 2, and you may need to supplement with it because of the taste. Organ meats. You know, um, historically speaking, that was some of the things that was the most prized. And even if you look in the animal kingdom today, that's one of the first things to go. When a predator catches its prey. And I guess we talked about the water, but I would add saturated fats back to your diet. You don't have to eat butter or anything like that. You don't have to have butter to your coffee. But that's generally what I usually cook with. You still want to cook with olive oil or cocoa or something, that's fine. Saturated fat actually has a lot more. Put it this way, has a lot more benefits, but than what they say they don't have, or their detriments. I have an article pretty much explaining a lot of that stuff. 3 exercises. I have 2 weight exercises. Let's do this. Just for body weight alone. Push-ups. That's called a full body exercise for a reason. It does work on a lot of things, and it's free. You can start working on it today. And there's guides, there's guidelines on how to do that. I'm not going to really give you any here. But that's one very important one. 2, squats, either weighted or unweighted. And 3rd, deadlifts. Now, the reason those last 2 are very important is the 2 things that generally really go wrong with your body, as you get older, is your back and legs. And the reason that I believe, trust me, I've seen some of the older people who are very capable, is one of the things that we started doing as a species for the most part is sitting. Humans are not designed to sit for a very long time.
Mhm.
And what sitting does is it takes a lot of the pressure off of your back and legs, or it takes a lot of tension off of the muscles that help build those up and protect them. Which is fine, if you're just sitting every once in a while. But if you're waking up and you're sitting down to eat breakfast, and then you're sitting to go to work, and then you're sitting to do your job, then you go sit to, go eat lunch, and then you're sitting at your job, and you're sitting in your car again, over time that adds up. So you do things to do it the opposite way. That's going to help you a lot, in the future. You might not have all those chronic pains and aches in the future, if you take the time to work on this today. And I guess the whole point about that, compound interest. The reason I say, that cake isn't going to kill you. That one size cheesecake ain't going to, throw you into diabetes. But if you keep eating that stuff all the time, eventually you're going to get there. The same in exercising. Your body does need to move. And if you don't, sitting down and kicking your feet back every once in a while, it's not going to kill you. But doing it all the time certainly will. But if you do the opposite and you take care of your body, you keep it moving, you feed it the right fuel and the right building blocks, it's going to reward you down the line. So, your health declining is not an inevitability if you take the time to work on it today. And so that's why I picked those 3 things, those exercises. Those are going to be the most effective. Not saying don't do any of the other ones, but if I had to pick 3 that are the most important, those are them.
That's it. Well, you definitely hit that on you was talking as long as me tonight. So I want to thank you for all of your information. You were definitely a wealth of information.
Yes.
So your website is the goddamnbacon.com. You all can see
Yes,
it
the
here.
goddamnbacon.com.
Goddamnbacon.com. So anytime you want to come on, you can come right on. We are always here 3 days a week. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and donate to the channel. Share this video with your friends or your clients or whoever, because you definitely hit on a lot of good points. I will say. But I want to switch over a little bit and get into another piece. So I just want to thank you, Miss Ice. You can go ahead and thank our guests for the night.
Thank you, Mr. Bacon. It was very, 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 very insightful. Gave us some jewels, and truly appreciate you. Thank you.
I'm happy to help. See, I'm gonna get going here in a minute. But thank you very much for having me. And yeah, I mean, if there's any other questions or anything else you can bring up, I mean, we really didn't hit too much on the exercise or anything tonight, but I mean, I could always come back on and kind of give that side as well, because I mean that's what I got started with.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. Well, like I said, we'll be here. So thank you again for everything. Like I said, wealth of information. Stay in the chat. Share this video. Subscribe. Donate to the channel. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Have
Bye
a good
bye.
one. Okay, so guys, we talked about health and
Mm-hmm.
nutrition, but we also
Mm-hmm.
know that part of your well-being is more than just your food intake. It is the exercising. We hit on a
Mm-hmm.
little bit. Get them push-ups in, those planks, do things to keep your back and your body physically strong.
Mm-hmm.
But what else do you do? What else do you do when you like, look, I'm ready to punch her in her face. I'm ready to punch her in his face. This job is driving me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't do it anymore. These kids are like making me nuts. I've been trying for this job, for this promotion. I haven't got it. I've been studying for this exam. I've been failing. Like when you're just so stressed and up against the wall, you're stressed. You now have made your body, you're so sick. You got
Right.
migraines going,
Mm-hmm.
you got a headache every day. What is your go-to? So, LaShawn, you mentioned praying. Now, this is not a religious channel, but let's hit on why you pray and I guess how you pray and how would you suggest someone to get into praying if that's not something that they currently do. So you have the floor.
Okay, thank you. And so let's just, like you said, let's maybe not call it praying, but talking to a higher person, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
I personally refer to it as praying. So for me, and this has been many, many years, my mornings start with just that. When I go into the
Mm-hmm.
bathroom, that's my prayer closet. Okay, because I don't have a walk-in closet yet, but it's coming.
Oh, amen.
It's coming.
Oh, that's right.
Uh,
Say that
let
again.
me just throw that out there. So my bathroom, that is my time, and I do this every morning. I try not to get up, you got to run out or whatnot. I really do try to go in,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes longer than others. Now, ain't no set time. You ain't got to be in there 3 hours because I truly feel whether you spend 2 seconds or 2 hours,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna get delivered the way it should.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not in there 2 hours, but
Mm-hmm.
it just depends on how long. But I start with reading something very positive. It can come whatever you like. It could be poet. I'm usually read something out my Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And afterwards, after I do my love, and it's not just that, but for lack of time, I read a couple things that I go to each and every morning. Okay. And then I may, add something else in new, but I have a routine with three different things. And then after that, I go into my praying, whatever that may be. And however, you want to call it, talking, and I go through my family, my friends, and my day, which to me is so important. You brought up work. For me,
Mm-hmm.
that would help set the tone for work.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you got to go in there and deal with folks
Yes.
on a professional level. So whatever I would do um, in my little prayer closet would help give me that strength
Mm-hmm.
to go in and be professional for that day, because you're gonna have to deal with something. Another thing though that I do, and it's funny how you just get rigid. I do this like literally all the time. So after I'm showered and we ready to get in the car, and instead of listening to my little Patti LaBelle, I love Patti LaBelle. She got gospel too though. I
Mm-hmm.
always start my drive off with gospel music.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing how music, whether it's gospel or R&B, can really get you in that mode to where you need to be. So when you get out the car, you'll walk in with a big old smile on your face,
Mm-hmm.
regardless. Because you now, for me, I feel good, because that whole hour, I'm ready. I got
Mm-hmm.
that shield on now. I done did everything I need to do. So the rest, I can handle that for sure. And it's
Right.
gonna be a great day. So that's kind of, the one-on-one for LaShawn. That's
Mm-hmm.
my routine. And even though I'm not going out to work, I still do all of that. If I have to go out, once I get in the car, I say a little morning travel grace prayer in the
Mm-hmm.
car.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put my little music on and proceed with my day.
And that's good. I think a lot of people tend to think like, oh no, I can only pray if I'm on my knees in a
Right.
Right.
private room. And no, it's not always that. Like you say, sometimes you
Mm-hmm.
gotta pray in the middle of something or while you're doing something. As long as your mind is clear and your heart is clear, your message
Absolutely.
will definitely get through. So that's
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
one thing. So praying, yeah. So we're eating clean, we're exercising, we're praying. And
Mm-hmm.
Lisa has a good point. Surrounding yourself with positive
Yes.
people and
Mm.
positive influence.
That is so
Baby,
important.
listen, Miss Ice, I'm gonna let you hit on this one. You've been quiet tonight because Bacon had the floor. The influence is so it's like up
It's
there.
very important.
That's probably in my top three.
That's
Yeah.
So
my
hit on
top
this, how
one.
you feel about this.
Yeah, that's my top one. Outside of self, because
Hmm.
once you get outside of self, then it's the people and the places and the things that you surround yourself with. So
Absolutely.
the people, they have different conscious groups. The 5%ers. Where I done took it up a notch to 2%. So I give the people who I deal with, who's in my inner circle, who period 2% humanity. Okay.
Mhm.
Other than that, you just about a god or a goddess to
Hmm.
deal with me, because people's vibes, people's energies, people's perceptions, people's dreams, their goals, and their aspirations, and their perception, they will try to put on you.
Hmm.
So if it's not, if you're not evenly yoked, then
Girl.
it's not gonna work. And see, sometimes people be very fragile, even myself included, in the things that they're cultivating and giving birth or impregnated with. And what I mean by that is, your gifts, your ideas, your job, whatever you're doing,
Hmm.
that encompasses what you're putting your energy into.
Hmm.
So you got 2% with me.
But
And
you know what? I just want to chime in with Miss Ice when you talked about being equally yoked. Because if
Mm-hmm.
you're not, that got to go. Because
You
you
gotta go.
gonna go, it got to go.
Mm-hmm.
Have to get rid of that negative energy. It's not.
Yep.
It's not gonna work.
Yep.
Yeah.
You gotta be. Me personally, I have to surround myself with motivated people,
Yes.
and I surround because I'm an entrepreneur, because I'm an artist. I have to surround myself with people with that type of mindset. Now we don't have to have the same mind,
Right, right,
but we
right.
have to have the mindset. We're
Hmm.
goal getters.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Right. And I think to just expand on it, people, I always say, you all will hear me say probably 1,000 times, I'm very big on energy. And
Mhm.
um when you are creating anything, because I am a creative, right? So I'm a
Yes.
creator from fashion and all this stuff. You have to protect your ideas
Mhm.
in the early incubator stage, right? It's
Mhm.
kind of like when a woman is pregnant. What do they say? Oh, get past that little
The
term
4 months.
first. Yeah, and
Mhm.
then say, because you're protecting it. So it's the same thing with your ideas.
Mhm.
Protect your ideas. And also with this, pay attention to those people who truly like root you on,
Yes.
and pay
Yes.
attention to those people who are always like, girl, why you doing that? You
Mhm.
want something else now? Well, why you do it like this? That's a hater, and that's not the energy that you need. You need the energy
Mhm.
that somebody is saying, you doing it, girl.
Mhm.
Even if you are a mess or you're fumbling or you're trying to figure out where you're going first,
Mhm.
you do need them positive people. And not
Yes.
only just the positive people, you also need to have positive self-talk.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Okay. So it starts with yourself. So if you're
Mhm.
like, you know what, I should go work out today, but shit, I don't feel like it today. I ain't going.
Mhm.
Guess what? You gonna end up on that couch, and
All day.
you're not gonna get up. And a little
Mhm.
trick that I would do that I have been doing a while back, like I would get up and I would just put my workout clothes on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or somewhere I did. I'm like, let me put them on so I could just get it going. And you gotta almost like trick your mind. So
Yeah.
anyway, like
Absolutely. It's a
self
mindset.
affirmations, like definitely do your self affirmations, and it starts with self. And I'm
Mhm.
a firm believer of what you feel and what you give off,
Mhm.
you will attract that. And I also
Mhm.
feel that if you know how you're supposed to be treated and how you feel about yourself, there is no way that anybody can tell you anything about you. I can't
Mhm.
have somebody telling me, girl, you really can't style. That shit really don't be cute. I'll be like, who you talking to? Because you can't be talking big to me. Now
Mhm.
maybe you don't like this outfit per se,
Mhm.
but you couldn't, because my confidence level is already through the roof.
Right.
And it starts at a young age too.
Mhm.
Remember,
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
definitely starts at a
Hmm.
very young age. So what else? So we're eating healthy, we're praying, we're doing self affirmations, we're surrounding
Yes.
ourselves with positive people.
Mhm.
What else are we
I'm
doing?
into the arts. I'm big into the arts. My art is my therapy. You know, and it's called art therapy in some,
Yeah.
you know, in some professions they have art therapists, to
Hmm.
help people work through issues.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I was diagnosed with being bulimic and anorexic back in the 90s. Okay, now how you could be both at one time, I really didn't know, and I was really taken back. But as I have um, progressed and have gotten counseling and different tools to work through whatever issues that I'm having at whichever time, um, art therapy to me is like one of my biggest healers and one of my biggest zen moments,
Hmm.
and where I could just be free to create and be lost
Hmm.
in whatever beauty and or ugly that is within me, and bring
Hmm.
it to another realm and just enjoy myself.
Right. Right.
Hmm.
That's good with that, with the art, because I'm like that. I used to want to be a choreographer long time, many years ago. Okay, many years ago. But I like that too. Like,
Hmm.
if you all watched the Gucci episode, the Gucci versus Jeezy,
Hmm.
I know
Hmm.
I was live, but whole ass, dead ass, if y'all wasn't there, I would have been doing the exact same thing. Like, when I tell you, baby, I can have a good old time
By yourself.
Self with the music and the dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh hell, don't let it be if it's a mirror there, oh, it's a party.
Hey,
if,
girl.
if it's a mirror there, it's definitely a party. But it goes back to self-love and just loving you and enjoying who you
You.
are and
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
enjoying yourself and having that time for self. Like people try to make you feel bad almost
Mm-hmm.
for, like enjoying you or spending time with
Mm-hmm.
yourself or not wanting to always be around people. Like, no, sometimes you need a
Yeah.
reset button on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I want to go back. You were talking about like your friends and whatnot.
Mhm.
And I don't know why it is, but and I'm just gonna put it out there. You guys can agree to disagree. But our race is we struggle with telling another black African American woman, oh, you look really nice, or
Yeah.
I
Real
love
talk.
those shoes, or
Mm-hmm.
I love your hair. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know why that is. But we struggle with that. So therefore, in saying that, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times, you do have to really know who's in your little camp. You got to know everything pretty much about them,
Yeah.
in order to trust. It's all about trust.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It goes back to the Willie Lynch syndrome, the Willie Lynch letter,
Hmm.
15, 16 era. Um, we don't know if it's myth or if it's factual.
Hmm.
But the premise of it was to turn every one of us against each other in
Other.
order to control the slave.
Hmm.
So it's, the dark against the light, the tall against the short,
Hmm.
and the mother against the child, and all this stuff. And so we have learned it's a learned behavior.
Right.
It is a learned behavior of self-hate.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
if I don't value what I see in the mirror, then I can never value something that I'm looking at that looks like me.
Hmm.
And aside, then on top of it, it's all so many centuries of abuse on top of it. Abuse from systematic, abuse from within family,
Hmm.
that we're dealing with a lot of pain and a lot of dysfunction as a people, period.
And it's so
Um,
sad.
it is very sad, but it is
So
doable. We
sad.
can fix ourselves. It's a
Hmm.
position heal thyself.
Yeah.
So it's up to us to heal ourselves in the moment that we have on this earth.
Hmm.
So what
Hmm.
I like to do, and this is something that I heard on some show I was watching, instead of saying, "Girl, your hair is cute," you know what I'm saying? Just that's that one part of you, or that's whatever. You are beautiful. You are cute. I love your hair. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That you sharp. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times people be like, oh, they downplay this little this and this little that. No, this is big. This is you magnanimous.
Hmm.
You know,
Or
and
you can be fine from head to toe.
mhm,
You're gonna look at your left pinky toe and say,
It's ugly.
you know that nail polish chipped, right?
right.
Right. Or why you do that? Why you wear that color?
I'm gonna need you to go over there, around the corner,
Yeah.
down the block
Yes.
with that.
Yes.
It's crazy, but
But
that
that's
is
real.
I've definitely found that, and it's so funny at this point, LaShawn, when somebody actually compliments and truly compliments, and I'm talking about those who look like me. The girl
Hmm.
who is like my age, who looks like
Hmm.
me. I'll be
What?
Hmm.
like,
Hmm.
oh,
Oh,
well,
Thank
thank
you.
you. And
Hmm.
I've
right.
also and I also know too, like I ain't gonna get into like all of it, but different regions, like of the country, I've learned that
Hmm.
they compliment more or they compliment differently. And I don't know if it's just
Hmm.
because one area is more stylish or one area is more good looking or one people they just have more of an open mind. I don't really know the reason. I mean, I have my speculations, but it's funny. So that's a big thing too about the places that you are as well.
Hmm. And I've become the complimenter. You know,
Uh,
I'm one to initiate that because you don't know what people are going through in their daily walk. So
mhm.
I'm a talkative person when I'm out, so I'm always, hey, hi, and just trying to heal the culture one smile at a time.
Yeah. Okay, so basically said those that demean themselves do not really have to be discouraged from being competitors. They've already done it to themselves.
True story.
Yeah. Yeah.
They took themselves out the game already.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my God, y'all. We are at an hour and 40 minutes. Now,
So no.
you all know we only go 1 hour over here at Formula EOSBM, okay? We do
40
1
minutes.
hour.
40 minutes.
But I will say, I think this was a good show. It seems like for
Absolutely.
some reason, even though I'm not about to change this to no food channel or no food network or nothing, but it seems like people actually truly enjoy getting information on health and wellness
Yes.
and
Mhm.
things like that. So if you all know like a yoga instructor,
Mhm. Mhm.
or if somebody want to come on and actually show some exercise, or we can exercise while we're on here,
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
if somebody is a chef, a vegan, or whatever,
Mhm.
they could, everybody could cam up and we could just go on about our business, do what we do.
One of my personal trainers, she actually tuned in, Dolores Gray. She's a Zumba
Okay.
instructor. She has
Nice.
really helped to work with me through a lot, because a lot of what I'm going through is psychological, and healing, which comes out in my health. And you can't, the one part about being overweight is you can't hide it. You know what I mean? A lot of people can hide their insecurities and different things, and something's wrong with them, but you wear your weight literally, and she has really helped me over these past few years. So I would love to invite her on. She does Zumba, and I mean, we have a good time. I got a song. It's this one song, and I'm gonna have to ask her to personally do this song, and we can have a good time.
Always good. Always
Hmm.
Zumba. Always Zumba.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. Well, yeah, we can do that. Like I said, I'm always open, because everything, I will say, we talk about beauty, fashion, travel, cooking, whatever here, but at the end of the day, all of it ties right back into fashion.
Yeah.
If you need to have your mind right
Yeah.
to make yourself feel like you look good.
My goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, Shantae, I went out the house. Like, I had on this just for a couple moments. The sweater that I had on yesterday with some nice little jegging sweatpants kind of like deal. Metallic with a little glitter on them. And then I had my little snake skin gold shoes from I had got from Walmart in my hand. And let me tell you something. I had threw on this little black, like one of them things that just go like this, vest kind of like this, little furry thing. Honey, you could tell me nothing because I was
I
feeling
know
good.
that's right. And it's how you feel, and that's what I'm
Mhm.
saying. You already together, and that's how you feel. Somebody
Mhm.
gonna come to you and say, "Baby, you a mess for you." Who you talking to? You not talking to me, but
Not talking to me.
and if you do all of those things, I'm just listening. We talk
Mhm.
about eating healthy,
Mhm.
praying,
Yes, Lord. Mhm.
surrounding ourselves with positive people or people
Mhm.
who are on the same wavelength,
Mhm.
finding a creative outlet,
Mhm.
exercising. Now,
Yes.
thing we ain't adding there is sex. Shit, nigga. If listen, if you got all this going on, I had to put it all out there. But if you got all of that going on, baby, you should be happy every day.
Yeah, for real, for real.
Absolutely.
You
For
should be
real, for
walking
real.
up to people every day. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing?
Mhm.
Good morning. Good
Mhm.
morning.
Yeah.
Yes.
What you want? You want that um a bubble built up around you, so no
Mhm.
negative energy
Nobody can get in
can
there.
get in. But yet
Come
you
on.
can give out some of that, like you said. Good morning.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
You have to guard your peace. You
Yes.
have to guard your happiness. You
Uh-huh.
know.
Yep.
They say, and I'm gonna take it up another notch. We're not gonna say misery loves company. Happiness loves company.
Okay. I never heard that one before. Okay.
I just thought it up in my mind. I just had just thought it up. You
I
know.
just love. You know what?
Come on. Let's change the
I
story.
heard about that one, Miss Ice.
Yeah, let's change it up. Don't you like to be around happy people? I want to be happy.
Yeah,
Let's surround the happy with the happy. Come on now.
yeah. That's
Hmm.
that. I like that. I never heard that.
Yeah, Holy Spirit had just sent me that one
Okay, see,
because it's a lie. The misery loves company. Well, I'm not about to be around you, so happiness must love company too.
exactly.
But you got to guard that thing.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's good.
Hmm.
Night was a good night. Well,
I have had so much fun. Like,
yeah, I think every night is, but that's
yeah.
the
So start saying the thing. Okay, so what is the candle fragrance of the evening?
Ooh.
twisted peppermint.
Twisted peppermint. Let's see if she's right.
Let's see. Go to shine. Go to shine. Go to shine. Go to shine. Twist the peppermint. Twist the peppermint. Twist the peppermint. Is it right? Is she right?
On my
Is she
winnings,
right? Oh, it's so cute.
it's cute, but
She
on it.
can't see. Mm-mm.
It says twisted peppermint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
It
have
says,
winnings.
oh, Lord, girl, I know you gotta get like some outfits.
Mm-hmm. Get the good discount. Get the good discount.
Nice. Okay, well, that's all I have. I think it was a great show, very informational, a lot of information. Like I said, a ton of stuff. People definitely gonna
Yeah.
play this one. So Miss Ice, what you got, ma'am?
Guard your happy. Work on being the best you in that moment. Every moment that you have to breathe is another moment that you can have another choice to make good choices and good decisions. Love yourself and do the best that you can do in every moment. That's everything. Follow me, MZ period ICE on YouTube, Iced Out Productions, Instagram. It's Ice Baby.
Thanks, girl. Until
Woo!
okay, Miss LaShawn.
So, being that we have with,
You breaking up now a little bit.
oh,
Girl, your phone was fine the whole time. Wait a second. I can't hear. Try it again. What'd you say?
okay, so since we had such a wonderful time this evening, I start with let's pray for each and every one of our loved ones. Like I said, it don't have to be an hour. Just send a prayer up, a little bit of love for each and every person. And as I usually say, be healthy, be happy, be blessed, and be wealthy.
I love it. Yes. Well, we're gonna do exactly what you just said, ma'am. Are you still there? LaShawn. Okay, she's gone. Tonight we are over. It is saying that we've been on here an hour and 49 minutes. So tonight's episode, we hit on how do you maintain your sanity? What things do you do to maintain your health and your wellness? We had Bacon on here, Bacon Comments. Thank you so much. He joined us for about an hour, giving us all the details on his inspiration, how he got started with his working out and eating clean and eating healthy. He went into different ingredients, or different ways of different foods and what you should do, your different mindset is very important to have a good mindset and working out. He gave us some ways to strengthen our backs and our legs, because he mentioned that we are not designed to sit. We are not seated creatures. And that was about it. So again, I want to thank Bacon for coming on. We hit on, I don't even know how many, but I will say thank you for everyone jumping into the chat today. Today, it was actually open dialogue. Like, I wanted everybody to feel that they can cam up. You can choose to cam up with a video, or you could just cam up with your voice. Either way, I'm always here. This is an open floor. We are always open and welcome. So we talked about how do you maintain your health and wellness. Stay prayed up, get prayerful, whoever your higher being is, make sure you're praying. We talked about eating healthy, exercising, surrounding yourself with positive people, doing self-affirmations, and joining some sort of creative, artsy, have an art release. Some people like art therapy. I love dancing. Miss Ice love the arts. So having some sort of artsy background as well. LaShawn knew our candle fragrance of the evening, which is, the light is so bright, but I've showed you all 100 times, is Twisted Peppermint. I love this candle holder as well as the candle. So guys, that is it. It is a wrap. I want to thank everybody. When I say everybody for coming on. Be sure to rewind this, go back to the beginning and listen to this because it was a great show. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe, send this over. If you want to join the live, join the chat. All you got to do is hit the link. And remember, say it with me, it's a lifestyle. What are they doing? They are always watching. Peace.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Let's get ready for this live chat. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe right now. Come on in.